So why is knowing the market really important, okay, to your business? One is there are a lot of consumers right now that are wondering what's happening with the market, right? They're wondering, like, should I wait? Should I wait to buy? Should I wait to sell? You know, if I were to sell, where am I going to go? Those kinds of things. And they just are, in a sense, paralyzed by some decision making. And one, to help people get rid of being paralyzed by decision making, is one of the things that you need to learn as a real estate agent more than anything is work with the motivated. Okay, you need to find the motivated and not get stuck with, hey, Tanya, I got one buyer I'm working with, and spend three months with that one buyer, right? It takes several leads right now to get 1 to 2 sales a month, or a sale every other month. So if you get a lead, be very excited about that lead and be proud of yourself, work it, give them the massive customer service, but go out and get more leads, okay? And this is by knowing market statistics and becoming a market expert, okay? So people out there are looking for somebody to trust. They're looking for someone that has information that they can trust or help make them make the decision when they're ready. The second thing is it's going to help motivate them, right? So there are a lot of people right now, they're waiting for some, it's interesting because a lot of people, I don't know if you feel the same way about yourself, like you kind of know what you want to do. And sometimes we just need somebody to tell us what to do. Sometimes we need someone to just give us enough information to help us make that decision. And it's going to help motivate them to sell their house now if they're definitely looking at selling and using their money to grow wealth, right? Or to invest in property, or to get to their new place of, where they're going to live, if their job's there, that kind of thing. The third thing is knowing the market is going to help you attract new business. Okay. It's important that you are not focusing on the doom and gloom and focusing on everybody's opinions, and that you know what the market stats are in order to educate your clients. Chris, what do you have to add to that?
Absolutely. The thing about it is, it's always a good time to buy or sell depending on what your situation is. Yeah. I just had the conversation today. I actually went to stage a listing earlier today. While I was there, I got a call from the neighbor. They want to list their house. And then the guy that actually brought the attention from one to the other, he came over and said, and just so you know, I'm going to buy in 3 to 4 years. I said, great. Why do you want to buy in 3 to 4 years? Well, I want the market to calm down. I want the interest rates to smooth out. And because I had the knowledge of the market and what's going on, I was able to lay everything out, all the different loan products. I was able to lay out the last 30 years of history of how this actually works, because we've only had one real big downturn in the price of houses, and that was in 2008. That's not happening again. All right. Well, it'll slow down, but the prices aren't going down. So once we start to talk about that and how the prices are still going up, he's now working on getting his paperwork so we can get him pre-approved. So you have to know what the market is, not the gloom and doom. Like Tanya says, we have people out there, everybody is out there spinning their own yarn about how bad things are going to get or how bad things are. And they want somebody to trust to keep them on track. And that's what your job is.
Yeah. And so I want to actually bring up something that happened this week. So help them motivate them, number 2, and help them make decisions. We have an agent in this group that had a buyer come in. The property was listed at $575. These people have been looking forever and they now need to move with the military, right? And they're offering $625. Okay. So they're offering $50,000 over ask price. And if you know the market statistics and know how to use them, it's also going to help you with liability, right? Where you're saying, hey, here's those market statistics. And if you're going to offer over this ask price, this is why I think it makes sense, right? And that's what the market statistics. And Chris is going to go over into CMAs a little bit later. And right now, we're going to just talk about general market statistics, okay? So market stats, okay? So This here, these are images from 3 different local MLS boards. Okay. What do I mean by that? Is every one of you signed up for the MLS and every one of you is signed up with a board. So if you have a pen and paper, write down your homework. Okay. Your homework is 1, to go to your MLS board and to look up statistics. Okay. I'm going to show you where you can get national statistics, but I'm also going to tell you where you could get local statistics. Okay. Why would you want to get local statistics? For a lot of reasons. First and foremost, to educate yourself. Okay. Secondly, you could use these things as marketing material, right? A lot of times they have slides that you can download. You can snip a picture and put it on your social media. You know, it's one thing to share listings and share people that are closing and holding up signs saying I've closed, but it's another thing to show them that you are a market expert and you're in this market to stay. Okay. So I'm going to show you something really quick. So I'm going to actually show you what, how you would search for statistics on your local boards. Okay. So hold on 1 second. I'm going over here. Oh, I need to actually minimize that. Okay. So can you guys still see my page?
No.
No. Okay. Let me go back over here and share this with you. Can you see my page now?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to go here. Actually, no. That's okay. So this right here is the North San Diego County of Realtors. Okay. Now I am going to look at, this is what your board would potentially look like. You're going to go to your board, and right here, it doesn't tell me if there are statistics up here anywhere. Sometimes they'll have statistics over here, but here, right here, if I go here to Member Center, it says market statistics. Okay. Now I'm going into these market statistics. Okay. And then I'm going to scroll down here. All right. And this is the image that you saw earlier. But actually, if some of them have where you can click on and you can see market reports. Some of them you have to sign in, like I'm signing in here. Okay. And then I have to go back over to member resources, market statistics. But you can actually do like certain zip codes. Like, let's just say, you know, my mom lives in La Mesa. I want to see what La Mesa is doing. And then you can view a report on a specific zip code. Okay. But here's what I want you to focus on when you're looking at market reports. Okay. Is when you will use market reports for, like, for example, Chris is going to talk about a CMA. When you're helping a seller sell a house, you're going to do a comparative market analysis for their home. You'll also use a CMA if you have a buyer that you're helping come up with a price, right? You're going to show them some market statistics as well. But this is kind of a supplement, okay? So sometimes you can go and you can look at market statistics is going to tell you what's happening with the market, right? Are we going backwards? Are we going forwards? Do we have more inventory? Do we have less inventory? So for example, you can see new listings, right? New listings is a really good matrix because it shows, like, are people moving? Are people still, you know, getting qualified for loans? Like right here, 2021, in May 2021, there was 39 listings that came on the market in the zip code. Now we're in 2022, right? It's 21. So it's negative 46% year over year. Okay. And then if you go here for the rolling 12 months, there was 396 homes that came on the market. And last year for the year, right? And then here, 354 homes. That's a negative 10% year over year. Okay. So what that's saying is there's less homes coming on the market now than there was a year ago. Okay. Pending homes is telling you how many homes came on the market, right? Negative 26%. And then here, year over year, it's -7%. Then you're going to want to look at closed sales. And here is a really good indicator. And Chris, if you want to add anything, let me know if you want to add anything.
Okay.
So days on market, okay? Last year in May, the amount of days on the market were 9 days on the market if there was a listing, okay? And now it's 9 days on the market, so it really hasn't changed, okay? So in the last 12 months, the average days on market for a listing is 11 days. What does that number mean to you? What does that mean to your seller? What does it mean to a buyer? That means homes are selling quick, right? It means it's essentially a listing, seller's market, okay? Homes are kind of flying off the market. Median home price for that zip code, this is showing that in 2021, the home price is $760. Now the median home price is $875,000, up 15%, okay? And then it shows it's up 0.18 or 18.8% year over year, okay? So one of the things that's also something that you want to pay attention to is percentage of original price list received and percentage of list price received. A lot of times they don't give these same numbers, but this is basically saying that if a seller puts a home on the market, that they're getting about 103 to 104% of the list price, okay? So they're basically getting over asking price, okay? People are paying for more than the listing price, okay?
Well, does anybody know why we might see a difference on the price there? On those two numbers? Because some of the listings, even though we're in a solid market, we still have properties that are coming in priced too high. So when you have percent of the original list price at 103%, or 104% in right now, right? So people are coming in and some of them have to be lowered, and then it brings the price back up, because with the houses, they got to still be priced right. That's why we still have expired listings out there. You know, I talked about it on the last class. I just got a call from an agent a few days ago that listed a house $100,000 over where it should have been, because of the fact that they thought that they would still get offers at the higher rate.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. So now it's been on the market 90 days and everybody wants to know what's wrong with the house.
Mm-hmm. And that's why you want to price homes properly, even if people are getting over asking price, okay? So inventory of homes for sale, okay? So this is saying there are 34 homes, there are 17 homes, but this number right here, months supply of inventory. A year ago in May, we had 1.5 or 1.2 months worth of supply of homes, okay? And in May of this year, only 0.6 supply of homes. Chris, I'm gonna have Chris explain the home supply and what that means.
So this has to do with the absorption. So what this means is you have 0.6 months in this particular town, right, this area of inventory. That means if we stopped listing homes today in just over half a month, we would have sold every house that's on the market. Okay, so when you see these numbers start to come up, below 4 months is considered a seller's market. 4 to 6 is kind of even, and then 6+ is now becoming a buyer's market. So, and you'll see that when in a lot of areas, a lot more listings are coming on the market now. So it's not that the demand is going down. There's still a lot of people there. It's just that the people are realizing that it's time to sell. So now the listings are coming on the market. So the demand is coming down. So we'll see less of those multiple offers in a lot of places. Not every place. Some places are still moving just as fast as they were. Interest rates aren't messing them up at all. Just depends on where you're going. And this is why your local market, while they talk about national averages, we can talk about national averages, but this is still different in your area. You need to know the state and basically the town that you're looking at. But the good thing is this information is free and it's perfectly accessible to every one of you in your local MLSs.
So I'm going to challenge you guys. When you go on your MLS, I want you to look for some market stats and I want you to post them in the Thrive group. Say, hey, these are some of the stats or some of the illustrations that I found I'm going to challenge you guys to do that. So I know that you guys are looking at, you're doing your homework and you're committed to your business. Okay. So anyways, so I just want to show you this. Okay. This is the kind of stuff that you're going to find. Same thing that if I were to go here, okay, if I were to go here into the Florida MLS, okay, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but they're always in different places. Okay, so right here, you go to the Florida MLS and you actually can see market stats right here. Okay, and then the thing is with theirs, it's really slow. Some MLSs are better than the others, but it's loading, right? So you can see the market stats here. A lot of times you actually have to go into the portal to see them. So if you don't see them on the web page, go into the portal and look for market stats. Okay. And then here we can choose different counties. We can choose, townhouses, condominiums, that kind of thing. But can you guys see with doesn't this look like valuable information that you should be knowing about your town, right?
Yeah.
How many days, what's the median home price? How many homes have closed? 2,329. Median home days on the market, 14. 100.9% to list price, right? That just means that homes are selling for at or above list price. Okay. 42.8% of the homes sold over list price. Okay. Home affordability index. Can you explain that a little bit more, Chris? Chris is in production. I'm out of production, so I defer to Chris for these.
Yeah, so the basically what this boils down to is where they see it priced as opposed to the money in the local community. So when they're looking at the average median income versus the average home price, the lower the median income, the higher the sales price, that affordability index is going to drop. Does that make sense?
So basically, it's dropped 30%.
But here's the thing, guys. On this stuff, you don't get wrapped around these numbers here. What you need to wrap your heads around is what's going on in your local market. Yeah. So can I share the screen real quick there, Tanya?
Yeah, let me stop. Let me just finish really quick here. I want them to look at these numbers. So pending sales right now, okay, for the month of May, it's 2,300. New listings, 3,072. Active inventory, 3,257. What these numbers should be telling you, if you're in this market, or you're going to see these numbers are going to be similar in your market, people are buying and selling. Let's get a piece of this pie. All right. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. So what I want you guys to realize is you don't need an advanced degree for any of this stuff. Okay. All you need to do is use the tools that are in front of you. I'm going to show this to you. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm in multiple MLSs because our team is large. So depending on what we're doing, it's in different places. I like Matrix. There's a bunch of different systems out there. This particular one has Matrix and Flex, so you can jump back and forth. So what she's talking about there is, knowing the market. Now, here's my actual MLS, and I'm going to show this to you in a second because I've already put together some of the numbers for a quick CMA. But they have all sorts of tools that are actually attached to all of the MLSs. Every MLS out there has a lot of different things. You just have to find where they're at. This one, it's so simple. I put this here, market stats, right? It's a third-party app. You bring it up, you pick out where I want to be, Davie County, most recent, view report, okay? And there you have it. I mean, it's literally that simple once you find the link. All right, and this is basically the same report that Tanya was just showing you. All right, but you see how fast I did that. Now, if I got to run out to a listing appointment, I might pull up some quick reports. You also have RPR, which kind of gives you an idea of where that house should be, priced. And everybody on this call has that because that's part of NAR. Okay, so everybody has access to RPR. All right, so if you don't have anything else, an RPR report that's going to pull from all the local stats, which is actually, again, right here, it's on this one, it's a simple link. Okay, and they're free, folks. They're already in your dues. So use the tools. Don't be signing up for all these other things that are going to charge you money. Okay, and you can pull up, whatever you need. Okay, address is right there, and it's still a computerized report. Okay, here's Salem Avenue, create report. I'll run the report. Now it's going to take about 9 seconds, and then this will pop up. Okay, and it'll give you a nice little layout of everything, and you'll hear a ding in a minute. Okay, and it gives you a good starting point of where to be. So between that and this, there's two free services that put you out in front of most of the people that are out there, because they're not doing this.
Well, and let me add something. So one of the strategies that agents are using, and a strategy that we're teaching, is to do mini CMAs like this for homeowners who have equity in their home, right? How do you know who has equity in the home? You can call your title rep and you can say, hey, give me this farm or this neighborhood, everybody that has equity in their home, that bought their homes between 2016 and 2020. And then basically you could do a mini report like this in an instant, right? Less than 5 minutes, put it in an envelope, write a personal note and say, hey, just wanted to touch base with you, introduce myself. If you thought about selling your home, I'd love to chat with you. Wanted to give you the current value on your home. I have agents doing this and getting calls back and saying, you know what, I'm not selling my home, but I'm actually buying one. And I have realtors in my family, but I loved your presentation and I like that you reached out to me. I want to use you.
Yeah, and I just did this literally in the amount of time that we just talked. So you see how fast this is, just with an address. It gives you this nice report. Now, obviously, you need it as a window to get through the door, but look at all the information that's providing for your clients. That's filling in there. You want to verify that it at least looks, like it's there, like it's on, that it has all the information, but it's a pathway through the door.
Yeah. So those of you who have listings or want to focus on listings, like Danielle has a new listing. So Danielle, with your new listing, okay, you could go in the neighborhood that you're listing and you could pick 20, 30, 40 houses, and you could do a really quick CMA like this for them and say, hey, just want to introduce myself. I'm listing the house down the road. Here is a value, a general value for your house without actually seeing it, right? If you want to know the exact value, if you thought about selling, I'd love to help you, right? This market is about being proactive. And I know that a lot of new agents are afraid of going after sellers. Don't be. You have me, you have your mentor, you have Chris, you have your brokers. Do not be afraid of going after sellers. Okay. We can help you do that.
Yeah. Tanya was talking about the one that the agent that came in at 625 on the $575,000 listing. I was part of that. She called me up the agent called me up to get my opinion on it. So basically we did this. We went in, we checked the comps real quick. So basically you'll see I've already highlighted actives, closed sales, expireds, 3-2. Now this is a different area.
Wait, back up, Chris. So you guys notice he's also using expireds. A lot of CMA classes will not tell you to use expireds. Okay. Use the expireds.
You may not find a lot of them depending on the area right now, but I always put expireds in there because if you have them, that is a solid indicator of the danger zone. Okay. Does that make sense? I mean, if it's expired, if it went for 6 months or 3 months or a year, whatever they had it for, you got to have it in there. So we're going to use actives because that's the competition. Close.
Well, let's go back because I don't know if that's clear. Solid indicator of the danger zone, meaning that if you're going to help somebody list a house, this is what I'm hearing, Chris. If you're going to help someone list a house and it's comparable to the ones that you're selling, right, or you're listing, that be careful not to list it in that price range because it's probably not going to sell. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I just had somebody that wanted to list a house that it was quite a bit over. And I showed them this and they said, well, you know what? I want to sell it here because I need this to give me this to get where I need to be. I said, okay, well, unfortunately, the market's not going to, account for that right now. So they're fixed to it is because they are on a tight budget. We decided to hold off and reevaluate it every 60 days until the market comes up to where they can sell it and get what they need. Okay, so not everybody's going to be ready to sell right now, but whether you're doing a buyer or a seller, if you're looking for a listing, great, you need to do this. If you're working with a buyer like that particular woman agent, we were able to identify that the house still has plenty of value even after the 625, okay, by doing this quick CMA, and we showed it to them. So basically what I did was I just put the basic parameters into this one: single family, active, closed sales, expireds. You'll see over here I put the square footage. Okay, and I always put more parameters until I get the results that I want. I'm within a mile, and this is everything that's single family between 1,800 and 2,200 square feet, 3 bedrooms and 2 baths only. I didn't go outside of that window just for this particular purpose. Depends on what you're doing. Okay, and then when I come down to my results, you'll see it's going to pull it up. Now, the cool thing about this, if I just need a talking point, I highlight them all, and you get on most MLSs, you have this quick CMA function. And this is going to list them right here in front of you. And it's going to show you, your addresses, and it's going to give you your minimum, maximum, averages, and then the median average. Okay, so here's a good price zone. If you've actually gone into the comps, they are comparable, similar years and all that stuff. Right now, we can tell where it's at. If I'm looking at a house that needs a bunch of upgrades, we're going to be on the low end or even lower. Right? If they went all the way out of the left field and they put in Viking appliances and all that stuff, they might be priced a little bit out of the community, depending on the community. But this is going to help you to decide where we're going to go on that price.
Yeah, and so to add to that is, again, like I said earlier, this is really good to use with your buyers too. So if you have a buyer that's like, I'm going out looking at property and this is going to be the one, like we're going to write an offer on this one, go back and do a CMA to help them make an educated decision on the property and price. Sound good?
Is anybody out there doing this stuff now before writing an offer on a house? Anyone? All right, I highly recommend it. This is also going to help. Not only is it going to help justify your price to your clients, but when the market starts to go more towards a buyer's market and we're starting to negotiate again and not be in these multiple offers, and we're going to be negotiating, house is 500, but we want to get it down to 450 because yes, houses in that market sell at 500, but the kitchen was installed in 1972. The bathrooms were installed in 83, and it also, it needs a roof. Okay, so we're going to say, listen, yes, we want this house. We know it's a $500,000 community. However, we're going to ask for this price reduction because of the fact that it needs $75,000 worth of work. We're only asking to come down 25 or 50. All right, this is going to be an awesome negotiating tool, and I use this. And in the last couple of years, I haven't had to use it for that purpose, but before that, we use this all the time, and we justify it. And you have to give that seller, if we're in a negotiation, the ability to save face, and they need to know that they're not just being beat up on.
Exactly, because that's what's going to happen when you guys get into negotiations. It's going to be a control contest. Okay, so a lot of times it's like, let's meet in the middle, but then oftentimes you're just going to have the seller thinking, you know what, I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, and the buyer is going to go, but I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, right? And that's why you have to have statistics. Perfect. All right, Chris, you done with share?
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we are going to go back to my share. Make sure that you guys can see this. Can you see this? Yes?
Yeah, Yes. Mhm.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the presentation. Okay. Now with the presentation, the next point is, I'm going to play this kind of at the end because there's a whole section on it in the beginning. And these are, by the way, if you aren't watching these, go to YouTube, right? Take a photo of this, go to YouTube, eXp Realty, go to Icon Conversations, go to their playlist of Icon Conversations. Every Friday, these come out. And there are always 4 to 5 agents that are talking about what they're doing in this market today. Okay. There's a lot of training out there, and there's a lot of training that is not relevant to an ever-changing market like we're in right now. Okay. So these are icon agents that are sharing with you the scripts they're using in the market, the tools that they're using, the challenges they're having, what's working, what's not working. Okay. I would listen to these. There's a ton of them. I wouldn't go back too far because the market has changed so much, but maybe the last 10, and definitely listen to them on Friday. Okay. So here is another hack. Okay. So a lot of people watch the news or follow the news, and they're on Facebook, trying to get all the news, and then you get all the other crap that comes with the news. If you are wanting to become a market expert, I'm going to show you something that you can do. Okay. You can go to Google Alerts. Okay. So I'm going to go Google Alerts. All right. And in Google Alerts, you're going to go into this page and you are going to create an alert. Okay. Like right here, I created this alert, Florida real estate. Okay. So it's already there, but if I put Florida real estate, it's going to add it to the list here. And then I'm going to go into Florida real estate. Okay. And here is so this is an update alert. So it basically scrolls through Google and it gives you all the alerts that are happening in Florida or in Orlando or in your micro areas, Sebastian or whatever, right? Encinitas, Keller, Texas, right? And you can go through these and see what's happening in your market. Why is this important? First of all, it's going to tell you if anything has happened. Maybe an investor came in and bought up 5 different communities. You need to know that. Sometimes there's like right here, could falling costs offset higher rates? Like clicking on this could be an article that you can share that's actually good news with your clients, right? So sharing information and sharing value is really important. There was one that I actually found the other day, and it was the top 20 home sales in Jacksonville. And I went in and I was like, oh my God, that home's beautiful. Everybody loves seeing luxury homes, right? You could use that article and post it and go, what do you guys think of this home, right? And so anyway, so the articles come up like this. But what you could do is go in here and say, how often do I want to see the articles? Okay. You could do once a day. You could do once a week. You could do as it happens. Okay. The language, the region, the best results. And guess what? These are going to come in one post in your email as you, however you set it up. Okay. So your other homework, MLS statistics. Okay. The other homework is Google Alerts. Okay. So you can say, on Mondays, I want to see what happened. Or maybe, every other day, I want to see what's happening in my market. Okay. To stay abreast with what's happening. Okay. Excuse me. So that's the next one. Keeping matters current. Actually, I'm gonna play this a little bit, and then I'm gonna have Chris go into how to create an effective CMA. Okay, so keeping matters current. Want you guys to write this down. It's keeping current matters, KCM. Keeping current matters. Keeping current matters is a free national source for realtors that you will, when you listen to these, COVID's kicking my butt. When you listen to a lot of the top producing agents, this is a source that they go to. There's a lot of sources out there. that are not up to date, okay, or they're not a reliable source. This is a very, very reliable source. Their monthly report is comprehensive, a comprehensive walkthrough of the up-to-date information. Future editions will be released by the 10th of every month. So on the 10th of every month, they're going to upload new reports. But if you actually go in here, there's a lot of free stuff, but you can go in and get statistics on what's happening with the market. Okay. You can use these for conversation pieces. Okay. Or you can just use these to educate yourself. The other thing is they have blog posts, right? There's a lot of blog posts in here that you could use for free. Okay. It's going to take, if you use the free version, it's going to take them back to their website, but they're not realtors. So it's okay if you use the free version. But here's all of these articles, right? Why is it essential to have an agent when buying a house? Like this right here is good information to know. Okay. I don't know why it's not downloading, but this is, I mean, there's all of these articles that you could use. Okay. There's buyer and seller guides. There's, we went into the monthly reports. Okay. So you can have like individual slides and everything. The other thing is I want to show you is Keeping Matters Current, or Keeping Current Matters, has a website, like a Facebook page that has a lot of information on the market. Okay. So if you're going to follow any real estate page, follow this page. Okay. And then you will see, like in their posts right here, look, here's a webinar right here. I would click on this webinar, 3 keys you need to know about a shifting market. This is a webinar I just watched and it looks like they're still posting it. That was yesterday. Okay. So there's a lot of these articles that you could use to forward. Don't just grab an article and forward it. Okay. Make sure that the article makes sense. Okay. The good news about their articles is Keeping Current Matters is focused on real estate agents selling homes. Okay. So their articles are very pro realtors. Okay. It's not like, oh yeah, the market, like a Wall Street Journal or something like that. These are articles on why you should be using realtors, what's happening with the market, that kind of thing. 2 reasons why today's housing market is in a bubble. Okay. And before Chris, why don't you go into, I'm going to stop the share, into how to create an effective CMA. You might have just done that.
Yeah, well, that's what we were doing on the other screen when we were talking about the about pulling out the comps and all that stuff. And we'll go into a really digging into a full CMA when we have on an individual class. But the bottom line is the CMA is a market analysis. It's an opinion of value. And it's a tool that's going to help you either to set the price on a listing or determine the price that you're going to offer on an offer. And this, at the end, we need everybody to feel a good negotiation makes everybody feel that they won. So by you doing your work, you're going to ensure that your clients feel empowered to make the offer or set the listing price. And once we set the listing price, when they accept an offer, they're going to feel empowered about accepting the offer that you've laid out because of the market analysis that you're going to do. Right? Unfortunately, the market will change. The one thing that is inevitable, at some point it will change. Not bad thing necessarily, but it will change. We may go from 1.5 months of inventory in some towns to 6 or 7 months. It's going to happen, right? It's just part of it. And you need these tools so you're educated, and we all buy emotionally and justify logically, right? So they know they want to move. Now we have to provide that logic for them that says, okay, yes, this makes sense. And I have a warm, fuzzy feeling because I can see how this works.
Yeah. And for those of you that are in Thrive, if you're not with us in Thrive or EXP, go ahead and message me. And you can give me your email here. I'm going to put a training on how to create an effective CMA, and it's a full training that you can watch. Don't wait until you actually have to create a CMA,
No.
right? Don't wait until a seller is like, oh my God, I got to sell my house. I'm getting a divorce and we got to do this right away. Or, oh, my job, I have to move and I need you to do this. Like, figure it out now so you can play with it and you can get good with it. Okay. So I'm going to put that training in our Facebook page where I put all the other trainings.
Can we get an idea of what level of experience we have out of everybody? Has everybody sold over 5 houses here?
We have new realtors.
Is everybody new
Hello,
here?
Danielle.
Yes, I'm completely new. I have sold 0 houses.
Okay. So one of the things that we do on our team, and because the problem is most realtors practice when the game is on the line. You're in front of a client and you're going to try and get that offer out and figure out a price. And you know what? I heard it's 20% over. So we're going to go 20% over for everybody here. If you want to give Tanya permission to give me the email addresses, we run drills on our team. Okay. I'll send you a very simple, a layout, a property that is easy to search. Okay. And we'll do a practice contract. Send it to me in a PDF. We'll mark it up. I'll go over each one of you where it kind of went sideways, or what you could have done to make it a more effective contract.
Does that sound valuable to you guys?
Yes, I would like that.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. So do me a favor. When you guys, Tanya, you can send me a list of everybody's email addresses.
Yeah, you guys, send me your email address and not here. Okay. Send it to me on the link that I send you for these, like text me, say, I'd like the drill. And then here's my email address.
And if you could just tell me the states that you guys are operating in, and I'll try and get it as close as possible for you.
Okay, will do.
Yeah, that's amazing. So before we go, there's a little bit of this training that I think it'd be good for you guys to hear. Chris, it's not the same section of that video. This is a part that I think they could use in terms of using this material.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions or any comments? And if not, is this helpful to you guys?
Mary, yes.
Okay,
Very
good.
helpful, for sure.
Okay.
Awesome.
And here's the thing, you guys, please show up once a week to these trainings. The people that show up, even when they don't want to be here, right? Even when you're discouraged, this is going to help you be a better realtor. Okay. So put this on your calendar as a recurring meeting.
Yeah. Bottom line, at the end of the day, Tanya and I do this not because we get paid to do this, but because we all rise together. Right.
Yeah.
And bottom line is, whether you're on my team or not, I want to know that when you guys come to me with a contract on one of my listings, or we're going to do a deal, I want to make sure that you guys have all the tools so that it's a pleasant transaction. The best tool in this whole, out of everything we do and everything we do, market analysis, everything else, is the referral. And by knowing your job, building the rapport, having that market knowledge, being that resident expert, when you go out there, people are going to turn, hey, you know what? Selena is the top girl around. You want to go to her, right? It is so much easier to turn a transaction when it's not a transaction and it's more of an event, right? Make it personable. Let them know how much you care and how much you know.
So with that too, don't go writing offers blind. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're touching base with your mentor. Make sure you're touching base with me, because this market is so unique and there are some hacks that you can do and offer things you can offer to get your offer to stand out from the competition. But you want to know the biggest way for your offer to stand out is to have an incomplete offer. Okay. To have an offer that's not written up properly. What that tells the listing agent on the other side is this person is not experienced, and they have a great buyer, but I got another great offer and a great buyer here. And that means this person, we're going to be in a relationship with this person for 30 or 45 day escrow. This is going to be a nightmare. It's probably not going to close if they can't even get the offer straight.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna play this for about 5 minutes, and I want you guys to really hear what these top agents are doing, and then we'll stop about 5 minutes early. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Perfect. So this is Icon training. When you go to the Icon training, the EXP training, 527. Okay.
And you really have to, again, what the last presenter was talking about, you have to time block. And I don't care if it's consistently first thing in the morning or late in the day, or just 1 or 2 hours a day, time block. When are you doing lead generation? I found it took me 6 to 9 months to build enough of a pipeline that I started to have steady and consistent transactions. And that's just being incredibly
So what do you
disciplined.
mean? So a lot of times, like, you know, Kathleen, there's people who join my team and they're like, well, what do you mean by lead generation? We just say this word over and over and over. So what are some specifics that you would do, and a specific conversation that you would talk about to that group or to whoever that an agent, a brand new agent, could kind of get started with today? And then I'll answer that question as well.
Okay. Well, again, lead generation can take a couple of different channels. What you're really looking for is how can you connect with somebody who is what I would call a warm or hot lead. They want a hot lead is they want to close in less than 3 months. Okay. And if you think about closing in 30 to 45 days, that doesn't give you a lot of time to find a house in this crazy market. Warm lead to me is anywhere from 3 months to maybe 6 or 7 months. So I still need to talk with them, but they're not quite ready to go hit the ground running unless it's quote unquote the perfect house. And when you're dealing with Op City, they're calling in. You've got to learn to have those conversations. Same with Zillow. But if you're going out through your volunteer activities, through your kids are in school and in sporting events, your church, wherever you have a group of friends, your sphere, you have to start really asking, you know, who's interested in making a purchase, who maybe wants a second home. And it doesn't even have to be in your area because you can get money through referrals. But you also really need to learn how to start talking about the market in your area, add value, give them something of value, talk about what's going on with interest rates, what's going on with new construction, how that your market's being impacted. Give them some info to make them realize you're serious, you know what you're talking about, and then start to ask for the referrals.
Okay, so this is why I wanted to play this piece, okay, is knowing the market statistics, knowing where to find infographics and information about the market, Google Alerts, MLS, your board of realtors, going to keeping current matters, and then forwarding things. Is you are dating people, right? You're dating the consumers until they're ready to buy. And that's what she's saying is add value.
For the business.
Yeah, that's great. You know, I'll give a couple of like real life examples of what we're doing right now in order to, you know, help people. If you're brand new in the business, just understand. So number one, if you're in an area and you want to niche down, you want to say, hey, listen, I want to focus on a couple of neighborhoods here. One of the most informative ways to help your clients is to actually inform them about the properties that are selling in the local market. And so we've gotten on with a program called HomeBot, and it gives us a great idea. So, you know, to get, you know, an idea for what people's houses are worth. But the power of the tool is that you get to go behind the scenes and actually edit in the value. And that's been like really, really good. So, you know, in that, what a lot of our team agents have been doing is being able to walk neighborhoods, knock on doors, and just inform people about what's happening in the real estate market. And we think of it and we take it for granted that, there's, everyone knows how hot the real estate market is. That's not honestly true. Some people will say, well, we hear it's really busy, but they're not really certain like what the value of their homes are. And so we have brand new people taking a bunch of listings because they're walking the neighborhoods, knocking on doors and just saying, hey, listen, we just want to let you know that a house sold down the street. Or, hey, just to let you know, we're listing a house in this neighborhood and there's going to be an open house and there's going to be a lot of cars. And we just want to inform you that things are going to be pretty busy. We usually set a record for the prices of homes. And did you know that this house is getting listed for this? Do you have any idea how that impacts your home? That's a great little script to start with. And
Okay, so you guys, I've actually sent this video to all of you in Thrive. Okay, I emailed this or texted all of you this link. I would listen to this entire video because there's a lot of scripts in there on should I wait? Where am I going to go? The interest rates are so high. Chris, do you have any closing comments?
Yeah, it's just, guys, there's a lot of shiny objects in this field, and don't run all over the place. Use the tools that are in front of you. Just maximize them. Tanya will tell you, I don't like paying for things if I don't have to. And it's not because I'm cheap, but there's a lot of really great tools, and you can do most of it right out of your MLSs and the supporting tools that they have. It's good to know the other items that are out there, but there's no need to spend that extra money. So if you're a new agent and you haven't sold any houses, you don't have to go buying a whole lot of systems. It's all there for you.
Yeah, and this keeping current matters, you can just forward from Facebook, just forward it to your Facebook page, but go out there and make sure that you're educating people. So I'm going to send you guys your homework, right? Homework is to create a CMA. Your homework is also to send me a message and say, I want to do the drills with Chris. Okay. Your other homework is to get on Google Alerts, okay, in your area. And then make sure that you guys are in the Facebook group and the Facebook page so that I can upload the videos there. For example, all of you guys that haven't been in there or are in there and haven't looked around, there is a video on appraisal gaps, okay? So for example, this client that we were just talking about that Chris and I worked with, these people went $50,000 over asking price and they did a $25,000 appraisal gap, which means they're giving a $25,000 gap, meaning if the appraisal doesn't come in, that they'll pay over and above that, okay? But the thing is, you got to know how to talk to them about it, right? Or you can send them a video and say, I just want you to know this is what an appraisal gap is, okay? So it gets really detailed, but make sure you guys are looking for your email because I'm going to give you hacks and to get offers accepted. And then I'm going to put the video, how to create an effective CMA in the group as well. Thank you guys so much. Have a great holiday week. Reach out if you need anything. And congratulations to all of you guys that are working with buyers and sellers and that are still showing up. All of you guys that are still showing up. And I see you, Renata. You're here and I'm happy to see you. Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Bye, guys.
See you soon.
Bye, thank you.
Thanks. Bye.